Greetings and salutations. Greetings and salutations, my friends. Happy Wednesday, y'all. Oh my goodness. Happy Wednesday, y'all. Y'all, this is a live show. So if you have questions, comments, concerns that you need answers to, please put them in all caps in the live chat. And I will ask the tarot for you, the universe, and all of the creators. All right, here we go. Let's start today off with a fairy oracle. Universe, creator, spirit guides, please give us the collective words of wisdom, words of growth for this day. We get protection, y'all. Look at this fairy circle. The fairies of protection are shielding you with a magical fairy ring of love and light. Practice psychic protection before embarking upon any spiritual work. All right, y'all. If you guys are out there conjuring, make sure that you are protecting yourself, that you are calling in the protections of the universe. Greetings and salutations. Greetings, Fleck. Greetings, Val. Greetings, y'all. Let me say greetings to everybody who is in the room. Greetings, Sharon. Greetings and salutations. Greetings, Andrea. Greetings, Dakota. Greetings, M. Dizzy Lizzy. Greetings, Andrea. Greetings, Fleck. Greetings, Val. Greetings, Eleva. Greetings, Karen. Greetings, Sheila. Greetings, Mildred. Greetings and salutations, my friends. Can y'all please hit that thumbs up on the way in for me? I always appreciate you, but I greatly appreciate you. Hello, Fleck. I am so glad to see you in the room. Greetings, Val. Did I say hey to Val? Oh, Sheila says, delay on my podcast always starts me late for some reason. Only a minute today. Well, you're here. And I haven't even started, so you are not late, Sheila. Greetings and salutations to everyone. Greetings, y'all. All right. My first question today. Well, you know what? We're going to talk about what Sharon just put in the chat. Here we are, y'all. Second week in school, first week for some kids, but kids are back in school now, and here we are, true to form. We've already got a school shooting. 2025 school year just freaking started, and we had to start it off with a proverbial bang. Sharon said there's already some people who have been unalived. This is terrible. And y'all, these are the things that we have to change our mindset about. You know, us going back and forth over who's a moron, who's running for president, who's this, who's that don't mean nothing in our real life. The stuff that really matters is what we do, how we take care of our most important, our most precious asset, our children. And us as Americans, we fail every day. We are the worst country for children to grow up in. Children, our children, the wealthiest state in the world, the wealthiest nation in the world, or so they keep telling us. But we can't keep our babies safe going to public school. You don't hear about this in Europe. You don't hear about this in Africa. You don't hear about this in Asia. You don't hear about this in South America. This only happens in North America, in the United States. This only happens here. This is where we need to put our energy. Don't be mad about Donald Trump. Don't be mad about what these Republicans are saying, because they're all talking out of their butts. The stuff that's real is parents having to rush with their hearts in their throats to their child's school to pray that they see their child's face one more time because maybe they had an argument at breakfast and mama didn't say I love you, and now there's a school shooting. We got to do better, y'all. I said all of that just to say that we got to do better. We got to. All right. All right. And Mildred says, I've been saying for 30 years, these people don't care about your kids. And that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Everybody who is all up on these politicians, remember, please, y'all. And this is for the health of us. Please don't put all your faith into a person unless that person is you, because you are the only one who your concerns matter to. You are the only one who cares whether or not you eat or sleep or drink today. So to think that somebody else is going to come out of Washington to protect you, please don't. Remember, when you look in the mirror, you're looking at God. When you look in the mirror, you are looking at our Savior, because it is us. It's us. Greetings, Renee. Greetings and salutations. Greetings. Oh, did I see Vivian? I thought I saw Vivian. Greetings, Val. Greetings. Greetings, Rose Blue. Greetings, Linda. Hello. Oh, Linda, you a couple of days off if you thinking it's Saturday. Woo, I wish it was Saturday. Then I could go swimming tomorrow. Rose Blue. Oh, we're talking to Fleck. Okay. All right. I'm looking for questions, y'all. Remember, if you have any questions, please put them in all caps for me so I can find them. All right. I'm going to go back down to the bottom. Here we go. Our next question. First question is from Danny Genie here. Danny says, hundreds of migrants were dropped off in front of Vice President Harris's home. The MAGAs have dropped a busload of migrant people off in front of Vice President Harris's house. Danny Genie here wants to know what's going to come of this. This has got to be illegal. This has got to be against the law to take people and transport them and just put them anywhere you want to put them. There's got to be something wrong with that. Universe Creator Spirit Guides, please tell me what is going to come of the MAGAs sending migrants to government officials' homes. What is going to happen? 3 cards. 1, 2. Oh, 3. And y'all, look at this. This is going to be a boomerang. Number 1, here, old Donnie Dump Trump shows right up. So this is the maggots. This is the Republicans. This is these insane people. The second card that we got, y'all, and this is the good one. We got the 3 of Swords. We got the heartbreak card. And this is what they deserve. Everything. And this is what we need to be saying, y'all, because we can't affect something. We can't affect free will. We cannot affect free will, but we can ask the universe to work on our behalf. And y'all, I just want us, every time you think about it, number 1, destroy that fake sun. Number 2, destroy the Republican Party. Destroy them. Let them, everything that they are wishing for the rest of us, let what they are wishing upon us befall them. Let them stew in their own juices. What they are wishing upon us, let it be their karma. So be it. So mote it be. And the last card we got for them is the curiosity card, the Page of Swords. Okay? Significant information, logic, fairness, ideas, planning, vigilant. Somebody, whoever is behind this, and I haven't seen this, I haven't heard about this, but whoever is behind this, and I'm kind of feeling, y'all, I'm feeling this might have Kim Paxton's name on it again. If this is coming out of Texas, if they came from Texas, I kind of feel like this might be Ken Paxton. His butt is in the fire right now. And I know that the Republican Party in Texas has got a lock on everything, but y'all, I do feel that Ken Paxton is going to get brought up on charges by the federal government. I feel, even if it's show, I feel like he's going to be arrested or he's going to be indicted. I feel like they have got to do something with Ken Paxton, or else they're going to lose too many of their sane Republicans. So I feel something is going to happen with Ken Paxton, y'all. But whoever sent them, whoever sent those migrants to the house, I feel they're going to get theirs in return. They're not going to be happy with the results of what happened. Okay, Renee has a question. Renee says, do you know why China is the only place not getting chemtrail? Easy, because they're not chemtrailing themselves. They're not hiding their sky. They have complete, and you have to understand this. China has complete control over its population. They're already afraid of the government in China. So they don't have to put pictures in the sky to scare the Chinese to get them to behave a certain way. What we're seeing happening here and in Europe, y'all, that is all fear tactics. They are showing you stuff you ain't never seen before, stuff that is just crazy. And all of it is to elicit a response from you. And the response that they want is fear. They don't want awe. They don't want you like the 4th of July going, "Ooh, look at that. Ooh, that's cool. Ooh, I wonder where those are from." No, they want you saying, "Oh my gosh, what is that? Oh my gosh," and saying expletives. What the F is that? Oh my gosh, they're coming. They want you scared. So the chemtrails and all of the chemtrails, number one, to explain what the chemtrails are doing is to disappear our sky, to turn it into an IMAX theater screen so that the powers that control that screen can put any image that they want. And guys, this is not 3D. This is not 4D. This is why we have 5K, so that they can make things look as real as possible. We are surrounded by all these microwaves and everything that make things appear. So, and yes, that is magic too. All of that stuff is magic that they are using to try to sway us. Woo! And y'all forgive me. I hope I'm not over here rambling. Oh, greetings, spirits beyond the stars. Oh, spirits, I hope you get to feeling better. I hope you get to feeling better, spirits beyond the stars. Okay, I'm looking for questions, y'all. Rose Blue, greetings, Rose Blue. Rose Blue says, we're sick of these a-holes here in Texas. Yep, and Mildred, you're right. That is exactly what it is. Human trafficking. They took people and moved them somewhere. Number one, these people don't have a residence. They don't have anything that, if they were in trouble, they can't even get help from our government because they are not in the country with documents. Or maybe they are, because I don't know. Where are these people getting picked up from? And we have to ask if no, we don't have to ask. We know all the answers to this. The only reason that they have a problem with the so-called illegal people is because they're from Mexico and they're brown. And understand the reason why they're kicking all the brown folks out of this country. And y'all, take what resonates and leave what don't. Don't get mad at me for what I'm about to say. But this is all about the people who are in control of everything. wanting one race to grow and be over everything. I'm trying to be as politically correct as I can, but this is what this is all about, y'all. They want to keep everybody out of the United States that is not of a certain color, okay? Because they don't put a value in anybody that looks like this. And right now, all of this stuff about not allowing women to have abortions, not allowing women to have control over their bodies, this is for one reason and one reason alone. It's all about supremacy and who the majority is. They can't say only white people have babies, black people can have abortions all they want to. They can't say that, but they really feel that way. They wish black people would all have abortions. Everything that's going on with these reproductive rights, y'all, is all about increasing the white race. You can believe me or you can not believe me, but that is what is going on. Everything about the woman's reproductive system is about fear that the white race will become the minority. And that's why they are after the women. But it's not really any other women but white women. They don't care if brown women have abortion. They don't care at all. They just don't want white women to have them. And now you know. But you don't have to believe me. You can look this up. Google it. Google it. Thank you, Sharon. Mildred says, Tanya, they even mentioned voiding out. What happened? They even mentioned voiding out natural born citizenship. Exactly. They're going to tell you you was born here, but you can't be a citizen. Yeah. You want to talk about the Third Reich coming right to our shores? And here we are, y'all. We are in America in 2024, and we have regressed all the way back to 19 freaking, what was it? 34? When did World War II start? It was in the 30s or the 40s. So, but anyway, we have regressed that far back to where even anchor babies ain't even citizens no more. But this is what they want, y'all. And to my white brothers and sisters, please believe this is all about. All of these rules that y'all are being force fed is to try to keep people who look like me out of the picture, to keep us from voting, to keep us from existing, to keep us from living, to keep us from doing anything. This is about supremacy, a racial supremacy. Everything that is going on the MAGA side is about racial supremacy and the fear of the one group losing its majority status. And that's why the world is upside down right now, because the world is browning back again. And a whole lot of people who don't want that to happen are afraid, to include that fake sun out there. That fake sun doesn't hurt white people, but it hurts melanated people. Okay? If you're a sun gazer and you even look at that sun and now your eyesight is suffering, might even be losing your vision. Yeah, that is what is being done to us. That is what that solar disk does. It will take your sight. Please don't stare at it. Don't look at it in the rearview mirror. Wear your sunglasses. Protect your eyes, folks. They are doing everything to try to destroy us and to try to disconnect us from source. The poisons that they're putting in our food right now are to dumb us down and to disconnect us. Again, you can believe me or you can not believe me, but protect yourself either way. All right. Let me get over here. I'm missing questions. M. Dizzy Lizzy said, did any angry spirits follow Trump home from Arlington Cemetery? Cindy Lee threw cards on and said that they did, but let's go ahead and ask my cards. Universe Creator, Spirit Guides, Tarot. Dear Tarot, we need to get better acquainted, you and I. We need to have a better relationship. All right, here we go. Did Donald Trump take any spirits with him when he left? Did any spirits attach to Donald Trump when he left Arlington Cemetery? That's a better way to ask it. Did any spirits attach themselves to Donald J. Trump when he desecrated Arlington Cemetery? Yes or no? Oh, look at this, y'all. Yes, and we got the temperance. Look at this, the whole angel. Yeah, some people left with Donnie, some people left with him, and they ain't going to give him a moment's rest. They ain't going to let him have no kind of joy. And it's good for him. Karma is a bitch, and he deserves everything that he gets. You're right, Val. They eventually want to suppress black and brown, not just the votes. They don't want us to be able to vote at all. They really don't. That's what is happening in Georgia right now with them purging the rolls. Believe it. The people who they are purging are all Democrats, and about probably 90% of them are black. This is definitely voter suppression. This is definitely what it's about. I mean, we don't have to play around this anymore. This is America. We've been here our whole lives. We know what these fools are up to. Rose Blue says, okay, are they gonna go pick crops? Hell no. My first job was a greenhouse farm, cucumbers, tomatoes, plant, pick, and pack. No, Rose Blue. That is why they are making homelessness a crime. Because the homeless people are going to become the new migrant and seasonal farm workers. The people who are incarcerated in jail are going to be the new slave class who will be working the fields, just like they did in the good old days that Donnie Trump wants to take us back to. Y'all remember the chain gangs was out there busting rocks, digging, building roads, and harvesting crops. And when they tell you they want to make America great again, that is exactly what they want to take us back to. Resist. All right. Linda says the USA government confiscated the airplane of the president of Venezuela, same as Air Force One. What is this about? Let us see. And I want to know how the U.S. government can take a plane from another country. Y'all, none of this stuff makes sense, and it shouldn't. And when these questions come up, everybody needs to be asking, because this is showing the corruption. There is so much corruption, not just in our government, but in all governments. And what they got us fooled thinking is that the Americas are against the Chinese, and the Chinese are against the Russians, and the Russians are against the Africa. When all these people are putting their money together, and all these rich people are against us. That's who they're against. It ain't no country. It is against the everyday common man. The people with money are against the people who make them the money. The working class. Whew. Whew. Got cherry tea today, y'all. And it's tart. So Rose Blue, nah. The people who they're locking up, the homeless people who they're locking up because they can't afford to live inside, is who's going to pick them crops. Rose Blue says Abbott gave a contract to a buddy who owns buses. There you go. All of this stuff is going to come back to them. All of this is going to come back to them. And they need to be held accountable. But remember, the United States, the federal government, is the most corrupt. They write in waste so that there's no oversight. The brokenness of the government is for a cause. They break it, they build it, they break it so that they can say, well, we have no control over how things go. This is just the way that it is. And they built the system so that it will operate this way. And we have to stop. I just have to say this. We have to stop putting these people on pedestals. We have to stop believing that somebody, anybody running for some office is going to make our lives better. Okay? Please, I want y'all to remember every president that we have ever lived through. Yeah, some years were kind of good when somebody threw us a bone and gave us a little extra money. But we have been living in the same United States our whole life. Ain't nothing changed from the time you were born until now. Nothing has changed. In fact, if anything, race relations, acceptance, even just being good citizens has fallen. Americans are mean, angry. People are walking around cussing each other out. We have more people dying of road rage. We can't even get in the car and just drive and have peace. We are always at war. And when we have to understand, when we have these kind of pressures and all of this stuff that's outside, understand that means that we are living, literally, we're living in a war zone. And all of these responses are trauma responses. People are angry because they can't afford where they live. People are upset and crying and hungry because they have to choose whether their children are going to eat today or they're going to put gas in the car, or whether they're going to. Y'all understand what I'm saying. They have made life exceedingly hard for people. People who are living on their credit cards, who are completely maxed out, who are about to get evicted and don't have a penny to put on a new place. Not that they could afford it anyway. This is being done to us. And we have to change our mindset to stop allowing this, stop agreeing to it. We have to shout it down. We have to call it out. We have to point the finger and call the evil ones out. Point and boo. Because nothing else seems to motivate them to be good human beings. Because they only care about taking every dollar that we own. And that now we're about to go into well, we're already in the digital money, but we're going to go to where they're going to take the paper money completely away, which is going to just, it's not going to wreak havoc on the people who have jobs or bank accounts, y'all. Understand, the only people that the digital currency is going to affect are those people who work gig jobs, who rely on tips, those people who are making, the minimum wage. Those are the people who are going to suffer behind the digital, because the government just wants to have their fingers in everything that you do. And if you don't have a bank or a bank account or somebody's third party cash app or banking, then you get kicked out of the economy. And that's what this is about, y'all. When they go digital, a whole group, a whole class of people will fall out of the economy because they don't have a digital card or they don't have a way to put digital money into some place to keep it. This is a war on us. This is a war against us. All right. M. Dizzy Lizzy. Oh, we answered that question. Oh, Linda's giving us some statistics. Linda says the white population in Texas is 30% of the population. The Hispanics is 41% of the population. Texas is already practicing Project 2025. There you go. And that's why we got to stand up. Because if we don't fight for ourselves, they're going to come and take us over. They're going to come just like old Adolf did. And understand, I believe old Donnie Trump is just the return of old Adolf. And we do not want to relive this history. We have got to break this cycle. Not that he's going to get in. I mean, this cycle is already broken. But y'all, we cannot even allow for things to even partially go wrong. All right? Because these people want to destroy the United States. All because of all because they don't like the color of some of the people. I have to just say it that way, because that's what this is all about. But why is this all about that? And this is the whole thing. Why have we always had these poor race relations here? Because this country was stolen from us. And that is going to come out. Egypt is right here. They didn't bring African slaves to America. They enslaved Black indigenous people on this continent and then lied to us, said that we came from Africa when we were already here. We were already all over the world. But we are subject to his story. And our story was beaten out of us, burned out of us, and buried with the people who did not survive. So understand, history is written by the victor. It doesn't mean that there's any truth in it. He who wins the war writes the story, and they get to write it any kind of way that they want to. And they have. And we have been lied to about everything. Everything. Don't believe nothing if you can't see it, feel it, taste it, smell it, or your guides tell you that it's not true. It's time for us to trust ourselves. It's time for us to be picking up these pieces of paper and writing. This is why it is so important for us to write what is happening during these days, because what happens when people come and take over your country? They burn the libraries so that the people who are left never know who they came from, never know who they were. They can only know what they were told they are. And that is why we are living the way that we are living now, because they burned the libraries in Nicaea. They burned the libraries in Kemet. They burned them so that we could never remember, read about who we were, about what we could do, about what we affected. And they're doing it today. They're burning books so that the next generation won't know who they are or where they came from. They'll only know what they have been told. Sound familiar? That is the indoctrination that they put every single one of us under. None of us knows anything except for what we were told, what we were taught, what we were sent to school to memorize. They sent us to school to make us maintain our own slavery. Woo. All right. Yeah, I'm preaching today. I'm preaching. You're right, Mildred. They destroy information. They destroy knowledge. And they do that to keep the people from understanding, knowing who they are, what they can do. Because if you always think that you're nothing and you're powerless, guess what? You will fall into that lowest caste and stay there, because that's all I am. I'm nothing. I'm not smart like them. I'm not this like them. I'm not rich. So I'll just stay down here. They expect me to be a thug. They expect me to be a criminal. They put everything in my neighborhood to ensure that I turn out to be a thug or a criminal. They make sure that my mommy and daddy are addicted to drugs or alcohol. They make sure that there are more guns in my neighborhood than there are people. They make sure that the bad people don't go to jail, but the good people get removed from the neighborhood so that the bad people can take those neighborhoods over. And I'm talking about Tricky Dick. I am talking about old Tricky Dick, Richard Nixon. You want to know why we have why the ghettos are the ghettos? That was Richard Nixon, and he had a good hand with that with old Elvis Presley. Load the black neighborhoods up with heroin and cocaine. Give it out like candy. Enslave the men. Make the little children see these men making these 10s and 20s, selling bags of rock on the corner. And these little kids are like, ooh, they have money. They have status. They have power. You want to know how they ruined a whole generation of people? I just told you. Richard freaking Nixon. And he did it on purpose. Took the men out and then put the women in the projects. But only the women could stay in the projects. If you was married in the project, if the man was in your house, you couldn't be in the projects. So they say ain't no men in the black households because they made the men leave so that the women could have housing. Know our story. Know the story of how we got to where we are in America, because it is not good. It is not what they have been teaching us. And this is why every one of us who has a mind has got to write down what is happening right now. Even if you're just writing down what's happening in your own life, write it down, because somebody somewhere along the way may find your book. And your book may become a part of history. But we've got to write it down so that somebody will know the truth about what's going on now. Because later, if we're not here, how are they going to know? How are we going to make sure that they don't fall victim to the same thing we fell victim to? Write it down, y'all. We've got to. You're right, Sharon. The ghettos were designed to destroy the black family. That's what the projects were built for, to destroy the black diaspora by putting them in abject poverty with no resources. None. Spirit says, Catholic churches blew off the tops of pyramids just to where they could build their churches on top of them. How damn evil is that? You're right. See, and you're getting it now, and you're understanding. And why? Why did they blow the tops off? Why did they do that? Because they built their churches on a center of power. All right, understand, every pyramid around this planet is built on a ley line. So there is pure energy flowing through all of the hundreds of thousands of pyramids that are around our planet. And yes, we got pyramids and we have mounds, which are the same thing. And yes, when they found out, some people found out what they were, took that knowledge for themselves, desecrated those things and put their own things there. We have so many star forts that have been built over, and these powers that be know exactly what they are. And they built over them because they're harnessing the power that comes out of them. All of these bastions and star forts, these are real. These were not built by us. They were built by the people who were before us, 1 second before we got here. And that's how it goes, y'all. That is how quickly things change. And we are in this system of change. So please, y'all, please, if you are a writer, if you are an orator, please speak your history, write your story, write it down, write so that the people who come after us will have an understanding from us what was going on, not what they are being told. by their government or leaders. All right. Mildred says, Tanya, is that why they don't want to make DC a state? Because DC is the center of power. DC, I do believe, is the center of the American Egypt. That obelisk that is in DC, we didn't build that. That was already there. Yeah, that's a center of power. And I do believe, and I was born in DC. So yeah, I wasn't even born in a state. DC doesn't even belong to the United States of America. I'm kind of everybody who's born in Washington, DC, it's a weird thing because it's almost like we weren't born in the United States. Yeah, it's weird. It is weird. It's weird. Have to get like I registered a rifle one time, and it was a whole ordeal just because I was born in Washington, D.C. It was a whole ordeal. All right, here we go. Spirit says, when my children were going to school, they used to put a banner up in the school that said, this school is drug-free. And I asked the school principal, why in the hell are you putting out lies? Oh my goodness. Thou says, curious, is the secret lodge society still operating and functioning in the world today? Let's ask Tarot. Universe creator, spirit guides, Tarot. Is the secret lodge society still operating and functioning in the world today? Yes or no? I don't know how these cards be getting inverted. It's a yes, an inverted yes, and you get the Empress, pregnant with possibilities. But the answer to this is yes. That secret society, the secret lodge, is still functioning. Listen, they may be having some problems though. Insecurity, infertility, lack of confidence, lack of growth, overbearing tendencies, disharmony, and negligence. So yes, they are still around, but they may be ebbing instead of flowing. Spirit says, oh, their coaches are going to bed with some of their football players' moms. Oh my goodness. To give their sons good grades. Oh my goodness. Oh, you talking about, that's a whole reality TV show, spirits. You should write that down and send it to one of the television companies. You can make a whole series on just high school football players and players' moms and coaches. Yeah, that would be a good reality TV show. Linda says Washington, D.C. is Democrats. Republicans fight to keep it not a state because of that. Same for Puerto Rico. Right on. Flex says, I think Puerto Rico and D.C. will both become states. Well, I hope so. I hope so. But I wonder if it becomes a state, will I have to get a new birth certificate? Flex says, I think Puerto Rico. Oh, Vivian says, all that is in the chat. Hit the thumbs up, supporting our community. Go back and hit the thumbs up. Thank you, thank you. And y'all did. Now I've got more thumbs up than I got people in the room. Thank you. Mildred says, I don't like having these dreams, but I had a dream about my younger brother. Should I be concerned? Universe creator, spirit guides, should Mildred be concerned about the dream that she had about her younger brother? Should Mildred be concerned about the dream she had about her younger brother? And it came out inverted, but you got to know. You got to know. You don't have to be concerned. Listen to the words on the card, though. Resisting change, averting disaster, avoiding tragedy, delaying the inevitable, avoiding loss, time to pick up the pieces and start new. So if your dream was anything with like that, then no, you ain't got to worry about your brother. And the message on this card, this is the Tower card. It says, I surrender to the storm. Spirit says, when I started dating my husband, I was on Social Security because I was disabled. I was disabled to work, and they told me to marry him or they were going to cut me off my social security. They're controlling. Oh, that is terrible. Cindy Lee says, what cards do I use? This is the learning deck. Cindy Lee, that's what it's called. I don't have, and I'm in a different room right now, y'all. So I'm back at my old studio. So I'm not in my office. So I'm back at the kitchen table. So things are going to look a little bit different for a little while. But no, this is the learning deck, Cindy Lee, and that's what it's called, the learning deck. Spirit says, under the Vatican, they keep all of our prints of our babies' footprints. Yeah. And all of us are indentured servants that were born in America. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff with these pieces of paper and our social security number and how they have got like a soul contracts on us. It's crazy. Thank you, Cindy Lee. Spirit says they have even built road and put landscapes over pyramid. Go to Virginia. This is where it's located. Yes, and the biggest pyramid on the planet is in Alaska. The Black Pyramid. Yeah, and something is happening around there, and there's another one in Antarctica too. Another gigantic. Y'all, things are happening. We are going. They're going to show us some crazy stuff, but we are going to see for real some incredible stuff. So again, don't be scared. Please don't be scared, especially with the light shows that they're putting on, because that's what they want, is for people to be afraid. The beings, the extraterrestrials, are already walking amongst us, and they're not trying to scare us. Yes, we got the draconians who are just evil, and we've got some of these archons that are worse than evil, but we don't have to worry about all of them. This is about us. Keep your vibration high. Know who you are, because if they can't mess with your vibration, they can't mess with you. The only way that they can get you is if you fall victim yourself, if you give them your energy, if you are constantly afraid of the news, or you're biting your fingernails. Oh my gosh, they're going after Kamala or anything like this. And y'all, I'm gonna try to say her name right, because when they first introduced her as the vice president, and I remember this because this is why I've always said her name Kamala. They said it's Pamela with a K, so I've always called her Kamala because that's what they said when she was introduced as vice president. It says it's Pamela with a K. So it's not Kamala, it's Kamala. So yes, there may be an but still, don't get mad at me for saying her name the way I say it, because I only say it the way that when she first came out on the scene, she said that's how to say it. So y'all don't get mad at me for the way I say Kamala. All right, and I'll try to put an in it, since it is a Hindi name and it does mean lotus. So I will try to put the in Kamala. All right, but don't get mad at me. Spirit Beyond says, if nothing else, record yourself on a recorder and put it on tapes, some sort of cassette or CD, even on a file. Yeah, you can do that. You can do that, but they would have to be able to figure out how that technology would work in the future. Kind of like a record player when there's no phonographs. Rose Blue says, did Junior make or pay for 45 to have a seat to flee in Maduro's plane? Oh, did JR, who is JR? Did JR make or pay for 45 to have a seat to flee in Maduro's plane? It is now confiscated and parked in the U.S. And I'm wondering, y'all remember, I had been asking for a couple of years if old Donnie Dump Trump was going to try to pull a Machiavelli, if he was going to try to disappear. So I'm wondering if them still in Maduro's plane, if that's a way for them to try to sneak old Donnie Dump Trump out of the country. But let's go ahead and ask this question. Universe creator, spirit guides, did JR pay for 45 to have a seat on Maduro's plane so that he could escape the United States, the confiscated plane of Venezuela? Yes or no? And look at this. And see, I don't know anything about this, but Tarot is giving us a yes. So there is something going on about that doggone plane. And I still want to know how the United States is stealing another sovereign country's conveyance. That's their king's or president's plane. How is that president or king supposed to get around? And how does the United States government have the authority to do such a thing? You know, some people call that grand theft or hijacking. Just understand, our government is corrupt as corrupt can be. Spirit says, Tanya, what is the tallest building in Washington, D.C. that has an antenna? That Tesla has their building at the same level to pull the energy into their building. Oh, really? I thought the obelisk was the tallest in DC. I don't know. What is the tallest building, spirits? I thought it was the obelisk. Yep, Kamala means lotus. Linda says, in Texas, we have to keep our antenna up for the crazy red hat MAGAs. Some are hiding their true evil selves, pretending to be friendly. Yeah. Y'all, and use all your senses, especially now, because there are a lot of people who are wolves in sheep's clothing. People who are, and beware of these door knockers, y'all. Don't open the door. If people are knocking on your door and you ain't expecting nobody and you're afraid of these maggots, you make them talk through the doggone door, or just don't make no noise and just let them stand there and knock and think nobody is home so they'll go away. Rose Blue said the plane was brought in the U.S. sanctions, against sanctions. The plane was brought in the U.S. against sanctions. Okay. All right. But still, they allowed that plane to land. They didn't have to give it a runway to let it land on. So somebody let that plane land, you know, because if it was against sanctions and wasn't supposed to be there, U.S. government, if it was illegal, that's why we have an Air Force that has little rockets on their little jets. We're supposed to shoot down enemy aircraft, not allow them to doggone land. I mean, what if there were 100 people? What if there was a bomb on that plane? What if there was a dirty bomb, a bomb that could infect the whole United States? Well, you just parked it in D.C. It don't make no sense. And somebody has got to make it make sense to me, because we have allowed the nonsense to stand unchallenged for too long. We just let these muckety mucks say something and we're like, okay, we'll believe anything you tell us. Okay. Even if it don't make no sense. Okay. You're just going to kill us. Okay. You're going to chemtrail our skies. Okay. We're breathing heavy metals. There is aluminum falling on our heads. Okay. Ain't none of us had the gumption to stand up, get mad, or do nothing. And that's what they expect us to do. Whew. Val says, my dog Izzy woke me up at 3:30 this morning, went into the kitchen to brew up some coffee, looked out the window, and the Orion's belt was very visible and bright. I saw all the stars. What was that message? You know what? I went out it was about 4:00 this morning, but it was, even here in Nevada, there were a lot of stars out, and we didn't have a moon. We're past the full moon, so we should have a bit of a moon, and we ain't got none. So the moon is still void over here. It's unseen when we should be coming into the phases of the full moon. So y'all, they are messing with everything. So here we go. Izzy woke up at 3:30, went to the kitchen, and the lights of Orion were visible. What is the message for Val? Universe, creator, spirit guide. What is the message, Val? One card. And I don't know how these are all coming in inverted. Okay, it's inverted again, Val. But here you go. You get the Four of Cups. This is seizing opportunities. Let go of regret. This is the end of stagnation for you. Motivation, enthusiasm, exhaustion. You're tired. Lack of enjoyment, lost opportunities. But this card is about seizing opportunities. When something is coming towards you and you feel like you want it, reach out and grab it. Don't second think it. Don't let it get away from you. You go ahead and do what it is that you desire to do. Seize your opportunity. Let go of regret. Create space within yourself. Oh. Rose Blue says the plane was brought illegally from the U.S. Okay, so I don't watch the news. I don't know what's going on. So it just, I don't know. But how, if it was Maduro's plane, I don't know. And how is a plane bought illegally? If you paid for something, you bought it. How is it illegal to buy? See, none of this stuff don't make no sense. And I don't want to put my energy into it. So it don't make no sense. Something is up with that. But yeah, but they still let it land. If there was a bomb, a dirty bomb on that plane, if they wanted to do something to the United States, wherever that plane is parked at, if they didn't want the doggone plane in the United States, that's why we have an Air Force. Shoot the sucker down. That's what we're supposed to be doing. That's why we have an Air Force. If they're in there, they land the plane and then go inside the plane and look for stuff to be on there. What if it's full of a virus? What if there's a bomb? What if there's anything? It don't make no sense. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And I don't watch the news, so I'm not programmed into whatever was seen. So I don't have a visual of it. All I'm saying is it don't make sense to me. Spirit says, when the United States had its last war, it caused the United States to go broke. Britain made a deal with the United States. They told us that they would give him a blank check if only the people, could have people as collateral. Okay. All right. There's sanctions on Venezuela. Went through fake company. There's sanctions on Venezuela. But, and see, this don't make no sense. So we're all up in Venezuela's elections. We're supporting Venezuela. We're supporting their criminal doggone president. That's what I'm saying. How are we playing both sides of this? That's what I don't understand about the whole Venezuelan thing. I don't understand how the United States government is playing both sides of them. Either they're our enemy or they're our friend. How are they both? That's what I don't understand. That's what I don't understand. How the United States feels like we are the police of the whole rest of the world, that we are the ones who are in control of everything, when it is actually the United States that goes around destroying other countries. Whew. Yeah, Val says those sanctions are a smokescreen. Maduro lost the election and refuses to leave. Yeah, and the United States government is allowing that. Again, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't make sense. If Maduro lost the election and won't stand down, why didn't they just shoot the plane out the sky? If Maduro was on the plane, two birds, one stone. But no, they want Maduro in power. Why? Because Maduro hates the same people that the GOP hates. Maduro does the same disgusting stuff that the GOP does. And all of these people love Maduro because guess what? He's a doggone dictator. And the United States is allowing him to stay in power. Again, make it make sense to me. Spirit says apparently Jack Smith got wind that Trump was going to get on that plane, and that's why they confiscated it. I think you're giving Jack Smith a little too much power. Greetings, Alicia. Alicia says, okay, just change my schedule so I can stay. All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Linda says, yes. And why is Donald Stinky Butt still running around the country inciting violence? And that fool don't even have an ankle monitor on. 32 guilty verdicts. Anybody else who was waiting for sentencing would have an ankle monitor on so that they couldn't skip the country. 32 felonies he's guilty of, and he can just jaunt around anywhere he wants to, any kind of way he wants to. Again, I'm going to keep saying this. Make it make sense to me. Because this is the whole government. This is all three branches that are corrupt. All right? Because ain't nobody doing what they're supposed to do. All these rich people can do whatever they want to, break all the laws, do whatever, face no consequences. But let you or me jaywalk, we'll get $100 ticket. Let us go to Oklahoma, give a homeless man a bottle of water, we're going to get a fine. But the rich can do whatever they want to and don't have to worry about nothing except for maybe some bad press. Ooh, y'all got me preaching. I have not even had breakfast, y'all. Ooh, I'm hungry. Okay, let me answer some of these questions over here. All right, Sharon has a question. It says NASA astronauts are reporting hearing a strange noise coming from the Boeing Starliner. Sharon wants to know, is the noise related to faults in the aircraft? Are these noises that, turn the right way, are these noises that these astronauts are hearing, are these mechanical failures on the Boeing Starliner? Yes or no? Taro says yes. So, because the second part was going to be, are they aliens? Because this Boeing Starliner thing, ain't this like the beginning of Alien, the first Alien movie? They're stranded in space, a whole bunch of people start getting sick, and then the alien starts popping out of people's chests. Yeah. So, but Sharon, the noises that they're hearing are from the Starliner, and it's probably all that hydrogen escaping. I feel like that thing wasn't put together well. Period. It was not put together well. Greetings, Aquarian 71. Greetings and salutations. Yeah. I'm going to read this, Alicia. I hope it's okay. Alicia says, my son had 3 felonies and has served 5+ years in a federal prison. As hard as it has been, it's made him a changed man. If only Donald had been stopped years ago. Yeah, if only he had ever been held accountable for anything from the time of his birth. I guarantee Donald Trump didn't even get his hand slapped when he was a baby. They probably just said, no, Donnie, don't touch that. No, Donnie, don't do that. And little Donnie just smashed and grabbed. Yeah, Boeing is going to have to change their name. Well, no, I think their name is probably fine. Boeing, because that's all it does. Boeing. All right. Next question is from Sharon as well. Linda's son, aide to the governor, deputy chief to Governor Hochul, and deputy diversity officer to Governor Cuomo. was arrested Tuesday in Long Island at her $4 million house. Um, is Linda's son actively spying for China? Is Linda's son a Chinese spy? Oh, we got the yes and the no. So, but the yes here, yeah, I believe she is. We got the yes, no, and I think that's the whole thing. Y'all remember about 2 or 3 years ago, Mar-a-Lago, must have been 3 years ago because old Donnie Boy was still president, and they caught a Chinese spy at Mar-a-Lago taking pictures all over the place, and this was before Donnie left office. So there's no telling how much sensitive information that was there. But we got a yes, no. So I do believe when I looked at and I did look at her picture, yeah, I believe she is. I believe she is definitely an undercover operative. But here's the thing. I think she is a double operative. I don't think she's just a spy for China. I think she is a spy. Maybe even she may be working for the United States against China. I believe she may be literally a double agent. And her being in trouble is a way